Well, hello there, and welcome back to another Bat Report from War Dog Gaming Bat Reports. I bid you welcome. Alright, so for today we have practice game number 3 and game number 3 from the mini tournament that we had last weekend. Yeah, if you haven't been following the bat reps for a while, then last weekend me and a couple of friends of mine gathered together and had a little mini tournament. It was 4 friends that all faced each other, so it was 3 games. And this is the last game from that little event. So I think it would be nice if we had a little recap, right? So let's look at the standings. So this is how it looks like right now. First game we had the awesome looking rats against the smelly ogres. It ended up with a 19-1 to the awesome looking rats. After that, the awesome looking rats took on the pissed off Mongols and won with a 15-5. So right now we are up on a nice lead with 34 points. And the last game will be against the stinky lizard things, which have 14 points right now. They had a 14-6 against the Mongols in game 1, and then they got tabled by the smelly ogres in game 2. So right now my friends are cheering for the lizard things. It's like, yeah, you just need to table a guy. It's so easy. You can do it. You can do it, man. Fuck those rats. And I was like, yeah, okay, so all you need to do is just win with 20 points, that's it, and then you can win the whole thing. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, I don't think I even need to put down my miniatures, why even bother? I was like, yeah, but come on, we have the game, of course, let's just do it. And alright guys, let's see what our opponent brings this time, like you don't already know, but here comes the intro anyway. Oh yeah, sorry guys, before the intro, let's just have a quick look on my list. If you haven't seen it already, either pause now or go and check the intro tutorial that I have on this channel. Yep, that's up for you. Otherwise, let's jump into the intro and see who our opponent is this time. Intro music was Alice in Chains with Frogs, if any one of you wonder. I thought it was a fitting title for that intro. And we are up against the lizard things, like you already know probably. And this is the same list that he had against me last time we faced each other, which was when I was playing the knights. So let's have a super quick rundown of what he brings to the table. He has a Quat Lord, he's the Armed General, he's the BSB, he has Essence of a Free Mind, and he goes between Divination and Pyromancy. He has also a Rending Banner and Grasp of the Immortal, and then Symbiosis. Symbiosis makes him have the ability to shoot fire or divine missiles, whatever magic you want to throw through other big lizards like the Taurosaur and the Stygosaur, if the Taurosaur is upgraded to Engine of the Ancients, which he of course is. Anyway, he has a Saurian warlord with heavy armor on foot. He's carrying a shield, spear, Death Cheater, Glory of the Dawn Age, Potion of Swiftness. So he has multiplied wounds 2. He has a 4+ regeneration and 1+ arm save, and he's really annoying. And yeah, he's a threat, that's for sure. And then for core, he has 2x20 Saurian Warriors with full command. That's it. Then he has a big unit with Temper Guards, 25 of them, with Totem of Mixotl. That's the banner that gives him hard target. And for 1 round of combat, he can lower your weapon skill with 3. And then he has some chameleons, 9 of them, 2 weapon beasts that are spearbacks, and then running it off with a Stygosaur and a Taurosaur that is upgraded with Engine of the Ancients. So once again, what do I think about the list? And I think it lacks a couple of things. Ranged advantage for once, poisonous skinks for second, chaff for third, and what else? Yeah, I like I said the previous game, I will probably take out the Saurian Warlord. I think the Temple Guards are just fine enough, and I will probably make this Saurian Warriors either 3 times 15 or just a big block with them and then add in some skinks or whatever. You need more chaff in this list. That's definitely what it's lacking. That's what I think. But anyway, guys, enough about me. Let's jump into the battle report and see how it went. Alright, so here we have the layout of the table, and for starters, as deployment type we are playing Encircle, and as secondary objective we are playing King of the Hill. Encircle is the deployment type where you pick either if you're attacker or defender. If you're defender, then you have longer in the middle to deploy up to 15 inches, but you have shorter on the flanks here, which you have only up to 9 inches, and it is reverse if you are the attacker. That means a longer deployment zone on the flanks but shorter in the middle. Okay, so what kind of spells did we take? Well, for starters, Forsten couldn't be arsed to take any new cards, so he has the same spells that he have had the entire tournament, which is Awaken the Rat, Hand of Heaven, Smite the Unbeliever, and Trial of Fate. And the fat one over here, he took for his little spell Rot Within, which is lower your weapon skill. And it is always extra nice to have against an army that already have pretty low weapon skills, such as Lizard Things and Ogres. Okay, so for Stinky Fat Ass Toad, he took all the magic missiles in Pyromancy. So it's Cascading Fire, we are talking about Pyroclastic Flow, Enveloping Embers, and Scorching Salvo. And what do I think about his spell choice? Well, I'm not gonna be an asshole, but I have to be honest though, I thought that was a pretty stupid choice for him to take. I will have, I asked him a couple of times, why do you take those spells? Isn't it better to like take Fireball, for example, or maybe Flaming Swords? You need some combat buff of some sorts. I was like, fuck that. I'm just gonna torch Roger and then throw in the towel, I don't care. I was like, really? Yeah, Roger's about to die. I was like, no, please, no. Well, but I thought Fireball would have been suited for this army, but anyway. Then for the pink lizard here, he took Awaken the Beast, and let's see now, that lizard spell that he has, Spark of Creation. That's it, that is his spells. Okay, so I thought it would be great to go back to the first picture here and tell you guys how the deployment went. For starters, we had a roll-off. He won the roll-off on who picks the side. He chose this side because he has a bigger hill here, which he can hide his stuff behind. And then he chose to be the attacker. Yeah, so that means he has longer on the flanks and shorter on in the middle. Then I went first to pick who goes first, who drops first. I told him you can start to drop your stuff. He started off by dropping his Saurian Warriors here, I think it was, that unit. Then I went back and dropped, let's see now, some Night Runners here in the middle. Oh yeah, also, when we choose the secondary objective, he started off by picking the forest here because it is like half an inch outside of his deployment zone. And what the rules say about the secondary objective is that it has to be entirely within your deployment zone. So even if it is just a little square inch here, you can pick that as the terrain piece that the opponent needs to take. So then I was overconfident enough and a little bit tilted when he did that to me, so I was like, okay, yeah, fuck that, man. Let's go for it. I told him, okay, I take that piece as well, so let's have rumble in the jungle over there. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, fine by me. So I think that was a big mistake on my part, but hey, whatever. And I think it was just overconfidence that made me do that. So anyway, we had this dance back and forth until he had dropped his entire army. So let's just go through what is. He has some chameleon skinks down here. He has the pink lizard here, the Stygiusaur. Behind them, some Saurian warriors. Then behind them, the temple guard unit with a fat ass Slan and his warlord within it. Here's a better picture. Then also behind the hill here, which I forgot to tell you, is a spike lizard. Then he has the engine of the ancients here in the forest. Then another spike lizard, and then some more Saurian warriors. Then off for the rats. Down here in the bottom right corner, we have Roger, the angry fat ass rat. Behind him, Thorsten and his bodyguards. Then behind them, some plague sensibiers. Then behind that, a Doomwheel. Then behind that, Fat and Friends with the fat one, aka the plague monks. And behind them, a plague claw catapult. And more over to the left, we have another plague claw catapult in the forest here. In front of that, some more plague sensibiers, and more left of that, another Doomwheel. And that's about it. So we had this dance, and I dropped, I think, when he had 2 drops left, his characters and I think it was the temple guard unit maybe, then I choose to drop the rest. Then we had a roll-off, and I won the roll-off on who goes first, and I choose to go first. So, rats, turn 1. Alright, so rats, turn 1. Doomwheel starts to wind up and goes through the forest. His target, the pink lizard that is behind the hill here, is, the one that he want to go up against. And for the rest of my army line, I just push up forward with everything, max movement, which you can see over here. Roger goes up like 13 inches or so, might have actually been 14, 15 or so. He rolled really high on the movement anyway, and he was really eager to just plunge himself into combat, which you can see here. Yeah. Need to eat. Alright, so then we go into the magic phase, and we get the number 3 spell card. The first thing Thorsten does is that he torches a little spike lizard with Hand of Heaven, so hell yeah, score 1 to Thorsten.
First blood.
Okay, so after that we try for an awakened rat on, let's see now, might have been his Saurian warriors, whatever we had range to, but he dispels that. And after that we we have 1 dice left, and we go for a Trial of Fate on this stinky Saurian warrior unit, and we do 3 wounds to it, but then he ward saves 2 of them, that damn bastard lizard, because he has his engine of the ancients 6 inches away from him. After that we go into the shooting phase, and I don't have any pictures of it, but what happens is just disaster. First thing that happens is that one of the catapults breaks down for the entire game. It misfires and rolls a 1. The other catapult misfires also, but takes 1 wound, and then the Doomwheel whiffs badly, because as you guys probably know it already, those Doomwheels never do anything, except when they do after a pep talk, and then they just crush the entire enemy army. But okay, that that rarely happens. Usually they just whiffs. So and that's rats turn 1. So off to lizard things turn 1. Okay, I'm sorry to say it, but we need to stick on this picture for a little while, because otherwise I will spoil all the events that happens after. So the first thing he does is that he absolutely has 0 charges, and then he re-angles his Saurian warriors here and moves them up a couple of inches towards Roger and my right flank, just to chaff it. And then he stays put with the rest of his line. Also what he does is that on his left flank he goes up with the chameleon skinks to rush towards my catapults, and then one of the spike lizards, the spike lizard that he has left, goes up on the hill to start to shoot at me. And also he re-angles his pink lizard to just have line of sight to shoot his magic missile. That's it. Then we go into his magic phase. Alright, so the first thing he does is that he throws Pyroclastic Flow on Roger. Here, on the spell attempt, he takes 2 dice and rolls an 11, which means a 13, since he has +2 on all spell attempts from the fat Slan. And I tell him, like, you will not burn Roger this game, so fuck that. I will not let you have him on your barbecue. So I take all my dice, which is 4 of them, and try to dispel it. And then I roll a 2, a 3, and a 1. So Oh yeah, great. I can't even dispel 2 dice with all my 4. It's like such a fucking disaster. Yeah. Okay, so he takes up the dice and rolls for how many number of hits. He gets a 7 or so. Then he rolls to wound. Then he wounds me 2 times. So he does 2 wounds to Roger, which sucks. But what's worse is that I lost 3 of my dispel dice. That really pisses me off. And also worth noting is that he got the number 1 spell card this magic phase, so he has 6 dice to my 4, which is just 1 now, and he has 4 dice left. So what he does now is that he takes up the rest of his dice, and I didn't even thought he would do this since he has the number 1 spell card, so rolling 4 dice will mean that if he rolls 666, the Slan will die, but he does it anyway and rolls just enough to get his shit off, and I can't do anything about it. I have only 1 dice left, and then he torches a third of my unit, so he pisses me off even more that he even got it off in the first place, since I have 3 in magic resistance on this unit also, so okay. Yeah, good for him. Alright, so after movement, it looks like this. Well, this is after his complete turn, because what he does is with every blaze he gets off goes for the plague sensibilities here, and then after he has done his magic phase, he torches 3 night runners with the spike lizard, and then they take a panic check and they fail the panic check, and then they runs away like 12 inches or so. They run really far over here, and yeah, then we go to rats, turn 2. Yeah, this is what he killed of me in 1 round of magic and shooting. Great. Okay, so rats turn 2, and vengeance is sweet. So the first thing we do is that we take my Plague Sensibiers and Roger and then go plunges into his Chaffing Saurian Warriors. They are in the way and need to die. So, and I needed like a 5 or so on the Plague Sensibiers, and Roger needed a 9, I think it was, on 3 dice, and both of them get in, so that's really nice. After that we move up with the middle line even further, because we fear no lizards. We need to kill that fucking Slan as soon as possible. His Pyromancy is a pain in the ass. So after movement it looks like this, and this is what I have left. We also rally the Night Runners down here, worth noting. And that's the catapult, the one here on the hill that has broken down. So, and this catapult is still online though. Alright, so after this we go into the magic phase. And we have Torsten here behind everything, and here I need to pause a bit and say that I think I did a huge mistake here as well. I should have never planted Torsten here on this side, not from the start, or well, because now look at this. Going into this combat, he have been talking the entire game like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna kill Roger and then I'm gonna throw in the towel, I don't care, cause this guy and we are playing each other pretty often, and I think now over, I can't remember how many games I have crushed him. Most of the games I have won almost every time with the rats against him for I can't remember how many games in a row now. So his self-esteem is pretty low right now when it comes to facing the rats. So he's just okay, doesn't matter, but it's a friendly game, so okay, we play, but I really don't care, and his attitude is like that, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure, but. And that also raises my self-confidence. It's like, yeah, okay, it doesn't matter, whatever happens here. So I do this, I will then have done in the first place if I thought about it for a while. Because now what I have done is that, okay, I go in here, I smashes the Saurian Warriors, but then what happens after that? Okay, I overrun with Roger, I go up here. And then if I overrun with the Plague Sensibilities, if we just charge into the Plague Sensibilities, and then he might actually do an overrun into Roger as well. And but if I stay, what do I do then? Then I re-angle them, and then he will run into them with the Stegadon, and then overrun into Forsten. And having that Stegadon into Forsten with impact hits and stomps and everything, he can actually crush the entire unit and make them flee in one go. So yeah, big mistake on my part here. But anyway, we go into the magic phase, and what we do is that we throw all spells that we have on the Stegodon here. I think he dispels Awakened Rat, he crushes me on every dice roll that we have a roll of on, he crushes me. Then I go for a Trial of Fate, he lets it go, he crushes me on that dice as well, and then I get in a Hand of Heaven and do 1 wound to that damn lizard, and that's it. That's the entire magic phase. After that we go into the shooting phase, and Night Runners have rallied, so they don't do much. The catapult shoots at the Saurian, the Temple Gods, I think it was actually. Misses, since it's needing 6s, so yeah. And then, but the Doom Wheel here actually does something. It goes up and plinks off the little spike lizard here, so hell yeah! The Doom Wheel actually does something. Alright, so after that, the green Doom Wheel here goes up and starts to shoot at the fucking Engine of the Ancients. Once again, needing 5s to hit and needing 5s to wound, and we get 1 hit that wounds, but he of course ward saves it, so sucks. And that's our shooting phase, so after that we go into the combat. And yeah, we kill him before he even gets to swing. He might have had like an lizard left or so, and then he tries to swing for the Plague Sensor Bears and does absolutely nothing, and we just crushes him. He has no more lizards left, and then we do this. We overrun Roger, because I think that was the best option, and then I re-angled the Plague Sensor Bears to make him have as a far overrun as possible with the Stegonon if you want to plunge here in with him into the Plague Sensor Bears, so he won't go into Torsten as easily. So then we're off to Lizard Things turn 2. So the first thing the stinky Lizard Things does is that he takes his big Taurosaur and charges my Plague Sensor Bears, no surprise there. After that he just goes up a couple of inches with his Saurian Warriors here, and then he re-angles his pink lizard and moves it down here to start shoot fireballs and other crap on Roger, because he doesn't wanna re-angle the fat Slan, since I'm coming straight for him here. Yeah, I didn't really expect this. It's the damn symbiosis crap all the time with the fucking lizard, so yeah, this wasn't good at all.
It was at this moment that Gary knew. He fucked up.
After barely moving anything, besides, well, his Chameleon Skinks that is up on the left flank hunting down my war machines, he goes into his magic phase. So let the crap begin. He goes off with a pyroclastic throw for the start. I think he rolled like 2 dice once again on it, and rolled like an 11 once again, or 12. Extremely high on 2 dice, and I think I actually tried. No, I didn't even try to dispel it because it was so fucking high, and I learned from the last time, so I let it go, and he does 4 wounds to Roger. Yeah, 4 wounds with a pyroclastic flow. Yeah, okay, sure. So Roger is no more. And after that, this stinky motherfucker does, pardon my French, that nasty toad does another Enveloping Embers. He takes 3 dice, throws it at me, rolls 2 5s, I think it was, and a 4 or something like that. He might have rolled, 14 on dice, so that is 13. Because I have 3 in magic resistance, he has 2 extra, that so we subtract 1. Okay, and I take all my dispel dice, which are 5 of them, and rolls them all to try to dispel 13 on dice, and guess what I roll? Like 3 2s, 1 and 3 or something like that, so yeah, we fail that again, and he gets it off and torches another third of my Plague Monks, so and after that, he has like a dice left or so, or 2 dice left, and he gets off a Scorching Salvo this turn as well. It's like, I never met a guy that rolls. Yeah, okay, actually I have done the previous game I had, which aren't a bad report. That guy was, they are rolling on dice, like fucking dice gods on crack. So then it looks like this. He kills off a couple more Plague Sensor Bears with a fucking Scorching Salvo, and then he plinks in a wound here on this Doom Wheel, and then, yes, you guys can see he kills a couple more Plague Monks with the Scorching Salvo. It's like, come on. And it also has magic resistance 3. It's like, this is just ridiculous. Come on. this bullshit.
Sam. Yeah. Yeah, mate, no, I'll bring it down in a sec, right?
Alright, so another lucked out magic phase that went exactly like the toad wanted. Alright, then since we don't have any shooting, I think he had his comedian skins, but they weren't in range to shoot at anything. But then we go into the combat phase, and he goes in and kills 4 plague sensibilities. He whiffed there a bit, actually. And I went back and did 2 wounds to him, so that Taurosaur is now down to 3 wounds left, so that's awesome. And even better than that is that he actually missed with the overrun, so now he's planted himself like 1 inch away from me here, so yeah, that's great. I'll take that any day. Okay, so after this we go into rats, turn 3. Alright, so enough of the fucking bullshit, to be honest, and pardon my French once again, but I have had enough of this slant bursting me into flames with pyromancy, so I do this. And alright, for starters, I am kinda tilted right now because he's crushing me on the dice so goddamn hard. So it's, you know, guys, if you have played this game, you know that feeling when you're up against somebody that just totally destroys you on dice, and you think you're doing most things good and all that, but yeah. But I guess it's karma, right? Yeah, never underestimate your opponent. Never, never, never do. And yeah, so anyway, so we take everything that we have and throws it into his Saurian Warriors. He chooses to hold, and I think I need a 5 here on Swift Stride. I need 4 on dice here, since he has killed my champion with Enveloping Embers. So, and then I need like a 9 here on this Doom Wheel to get into his flank, and then these guys needing a 6 or so. I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't that far either with them. So that's it. And then also, we of course charge this with Forsten and friends, because we rather prefer to charge than get charged. That's just a key rule of mine. And yeah, then we roll for all the charges, and that's it. Yeah, of all those charges, let's rewind. All this, and we only get the the plague monks. Like, for fuck's sake, come on! We can't even roll 7. I think it was 7 or 5 on Swift Stride. Like, is this for real? Is this for real? Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but okay, I need to express my feelings. Another of these fucking cutscenes.
Fucking it, man.
Looking back at this bullshit, that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. It's like, okay. And let's rewind here for a bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna tell you guys why this was so important that I got in at least this green Doom Wheel. Okay, the thing is, he has done a pretty awful job chaffing me right here. I don't know exactly what he's expecting, but what he has done is just given me a sort of domino effect to get into his temper guards. What I wanted to do is charge in with the Doom Wheel, then clip him here, either here on the flank somewhere, or just take up a couple of spaces with his models, and then charge in with the Plague Pendulum, and then cut him off here, sort of, just to make sure that the Pendulum is in combat, and then overrun with the Pendulum into his Temper Guards, and then overrun with the Doom Wheel into his Pink Lizard. And getting this in will just be a big bonus. That for starters, I would get further, closer to him, and and it will help out to just kill him before he gets to swing at me. And also, it would take away his spear bonus, which is always a good thing to do. So I will hit him before he goes. And this unit can't fail their charge, so they get into the big Thunder Lizard, and then we go for a rally. And do you think I can rally these guys on a 6? Of course not. So here's me giving them the finger and telling them if they continue to do this, I will throw them down to the basement. Yeah, well, but they actually did 2 wounds to that Stegadon, so I'm not that disappointed with them, to be honest. This is the rally roll that I did, 8, so yeah, great. Alright, so after that we actually rally with the Night Runners in our previous turn, and then we have moved them in this direction to start to hunt down the civilians and to protect the one remaining catapult that is online. So here we have a close-up of the little Night Runners. And here's a picture of the broken crap catapult. Okay, so after that we go into the magic phase, and the first thing we do is that we take the fat one and throws rot within on his temper guards, and he throws, I can't remember if he threw all his dice to dispel it or if he threw a lot of it. And after that we do a totally moronic move here. We actually takes Thorsten and throws Smite the Unbeliever to lower the toughness on the temper guards over there. Maybe it wasn't that stupid because we were expecting to have him charge us or actually overrun into him, but then after I do the spell I can see that I can't complete an overrun, so yeah, I don't really know why I did this, but that's what I did. And after that we failed the rest of the spells, so yeah, we go into shooting. And my little Night Runners here opens up on his chameleons and misses with all their shots and do absolutely jack shit. Then we try to throw some crap on his temper guards with the catapult here and misses again, but once again we are needing 6s, so I'm not expecting much. Okay, so the Doomies are offline, so we, because they charged, well, not offline, but they can't shoot because they charged. So we go into the combat phase, and what we do here is that we go in and just crushes his Saurian warriors, but he goes before me with his Saurian warriors, since I am only agility 4 when I charge, and he's agility 5, I think it is. Or at the same time it might be actually. And he kills a couple of plague monks more, and then I crush him, so it's just a couple of lizards left, and then he has to flee, he auto breaks and runs off the board. And then we do a discipline check to make sure that we don't follow. And we passes it and re-angles to look at his temper guards. And as you guys can see here, they have been hexed with Smite and Believer to lower the toughness. So, okay, that's it. And then we go into Thorsten's fight with a big Thunder Lizard. Alright, so we smashes in, and we actually have, we can't place the chariot, so it looks better than this. But we have 2 ranks that strikes at him, so that will mean 9 attacks, 8 attacks from the rats, then 1 extra for the champion, and then we have 2 attacks from the Bonebreaker and then Thorsten. So altogether it is 9 strength 4 attacks, 4 strength 5 attacks, and 1 strength 3 attacks. So we expect to do at least 1, 2, 3 wounds maybe. Hopefully can kill this lizard before it gets the swing back. So we go in, and with all this we do 1 wound. Yeah. That's right, 1 wound. I think we did actually 2, 3 wounds. Might have done 3 wounds with only the Bonebreaker itself, and he has EP too, but he saved 2 or 3 of them. I can't remember how many, but he was like, it's just sickening how good he's rolling right now. Then he goes back, but this though, he actually whiffs for a bit. I thought he would kill a lot more. I did remember 1 wound, and then I have a charge and a banner, and as far as I remember, he did 4 to me, so he killed 4 rats with skinks, the Thunder Lizard, and the Stomps, so that isn't all that great really. And but that makes him win with 1, and since I have more ranks than him, I am steadfast on a leadership of 9, and guess what I roll, guys? That's right, boxcars! So, and then we roll to flee, and we flee off the board. So I think we roll like boxcars again, so it's like, yeah, great. It's just one of those fucking great games, isn't it? Yeah. What can you say? Okay, so with that disaster of a turn, it is off to Lizard Thing's turn 3. And do you think he charges me? No, of course not he does, because he's a fucking coward. So what he does is that he just re-angles his little pink lizard here. I don't even know what he's trying to do. And then he moves around with the chameleons, and then he moves up with his blurry picture. As you can see, the Stegodon back to the middle of the board. Then he's happy to just jump straight into his magic phase, and he gets a crap ton of dice, and then he turns off his ward save with stagger on and make sure that he gets, what is it, lower the cast value on his spell, pyromancy spells with that Engine of the Ancient crap. And then he throws everything that he has on my Plague Monks. And I think I dispel some of it, but the lucky asshole gets every spell that he wants to throw at me, and he just crushes me on dice once again. And kills off, I can't remember how many, but a crap ton of more Plague Monks. And then we go into his shooting phase, and it's just like, come on. Okay, 19 shots with poison. He needing 6s to hit, I think it is, but that's all he cares about, to hit me with 6s. And he rolls like 6 6s. Is okay, yeah, sure, that's average. And the thing is, though, that I'm not even surprised, because this is what he does every fucking game with this unit. He's like rolling 6s out of his ass. I don't know what's wrong with these guys. It's like, okay. So that's that Plague Claw catapult. That means I have no catapults left, since the other one is broken and can't shoot. Well, it's alive though, but... Alright, so that's his entire phase. So let's go into turn 4, rats, and we have had enough of the bullshit. So we charges in with the remaining Plague Monks that we have left into his Temple Guards, knowing that this is a big mistake, but I'm so fucking tilted right now, so I'm just beyond this world. After that, we do a 180 with the Doom Wheel and goes towards his Chameleon Skinks to, in an attempt to just kick them off the board. Need to collect some points somewhere, so... And also we take this Doom Wheel and goes around the corner to start shoot lightning at this lizard thing, and it doesn't have any ward save up, so... And now I'm 12 inches apart from it, so that will mean I hit on 4s, wound on 4s, and then I just need to roll a 3 or more on the D3 part, and then that is a dead lizard. So come on, Doom Wheel, do what you're supposed to do. Alright, so we go into the magic phase, and since Torsten ran off the board, we have no magic. Then we go into the shooting phase, and we go lean down and have a little pep talk with this Doom Wheel once again. Alright, you little bleep 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 bleep. All you have to do is just hit at least once, wound at least once, and then roll 3 and above. Okay? So we take the dice, we roll to hit, we roll with, we hit once, and then we roll to wound, and we do nothing. We whiff once again. Okay, why do I even bother about taking these bullshit crap wheels into my list? Why? Why do they keep failing me all this every goddamn time? It's like, oh, okay, so now he has the easiest charge in the world to accomplish. Then we take this Doom Wheel and shoots his little skinks here, and I think we whiffed, might have killed one, maybe. Yeah, actually, what we did was that we hit 2 times, needing 6s to hit, and then re-rolled double 1 after. Like, what the fuck is this? But happy glory days, yay! The Night Runners actually rally. Wow. Okay, so we go into the combat here, and this is the casualties that he has taken before he starts to swing back. And that's what he does. He swings back and kills my entire unit. Great. And that Saurian Warlord swings at my Pendulum and does he hit once and wounds once. So my Pendulum takes 2 wounds because he has multiple wounds. 2. I think he actually wins this combat. Yes, might have done so, or I do. Anyway, we stick here. That's what happens. Then we go into Lizard Things turn 4. And of course he does this charge because he doesn't hesitate. He knows that I have 5 wounds up on the wheel here, so this is actually not such a great move. Because overall, if this goes statistically average, then he will die by doing this charge. Because he will go in, do maybe 3 or 4 impact hits, maybe wound me 3 or 4 times, and then the skink goes and we do absolutely jack shit, probably. And then I go after that and I kill him because I have strength 6 lightning strikes that go before him that hit some 3s and would some 4s. So, but he doesn't care. He does this anyway, but he's also trapped into a corner, so he has to do this, in my opinion. So, all right. So, and then he takes these chameleons and goes up into the forest, giving zero fucks in the world, because he don't fear this Doomwheel at all, and besides he's a little bit overconfident with his dice rolling right now, and he thinks that he can kill a Doomwheel with 9 chameleon skinks in one go. I don't. It's like just ridiculous right now. So after that we go into his magic phase, and he tries for an awakened crap on the temper guards. I dispel that, and then he doesn't have so much more spells. I think he do a scorching salve or such and kills off my plagues and spears here, and that's it. And also he takes a blaze and throws it on, I think it is the Doomwheel actually, and doesn't wound it, and that's it. Then we go into his shooting phase, and with this he actually does 6 wounds to me. It's it's just ridiculous. But the thing is, I saved 5 of them and then gave him the finger as a response. It's like, no, fuck no, you will wound me. So yeah, that's it. So the Doomwheel takes 1 wound. After that we go into combat, and he goes in with the nasty Thunder Lizard and does rolls a 2 on the impact hits. Then he takes up his dice and says, well, I have this special ability that makes me re-roll impact hits. And I'm like, yeah, I know already, do that. You agree, them bleep. And then he rolls a 5 instead. It's like, yeah, okay, of course. So and then he goes to wound me, and he wounds with 5 of them, which means dead Doomwheel. So yeah, okay, yeah, great. Do I even have to respond to this? So after that, it looks like this, and he's the happiest lizard alive, and he's just jumping up and down with joy right now, because he's starting to feel that he can win this game. Well, he has already won, and he has realized that, and he can't believe himself, so he's shitting his pants with joy right now, and it's pissing me off even more. So we go into this combat, and I don't even know what to do in a really bad situation like this. So we challenge with the BSB. He accepts the challenge with I think his champion. He swings before me because I have a great weapon and does max wounds to me. So that's 3. He kills me. No, actually just kills me. Does 3 wounds to me. And then I swing at him. I think I do like I rolls a 2 or so on the number of grinds. I kill like temper guard with it, maybe 2 at most. And then the fat one goes and rolls like 2 ones, and well, we whiffs badly anyway. And then he rolls for the warlord and all the other crap, and he does 2 wounds more to me, I think it is. So I have 1 wound left on the plague pendulum, and that's it. But he wins this combat, and I have no BSB left, so I have a single discipline check on a 6, and of course I fail it. Then I roll my flee distance, and I roll a snake eyes. Yeah, once again. Okay. All right, and then he of course pursues and catches me. Yeah. So after that we go into turn 5, which will be the last turn of the game, because we are rolling out of time. And I take my Doomwheel and goes into his chameleons. I think he tried to flee or so, and then we just trambles this little bastards into pulp shit, and then they are dead. After that, well, we have not more to do, so we go into lizard things, the last turn of the game. So, and he throws a couple of spells on my little Night Runner block here and kills them off, so they are there no more. So what we have left is a Doomwheel and a Plagueclaw Catapult. And the luckiest bastard lizard alive has his pink lizard, the Stegadon, and his Temper Guard unit with the Slan left. So he has almost he has most of his points left. What we killed was 2 Spike Lizards, 2 Saurian Warrior units, the Chameleon Skinks. That's it, I think. Yeah. Alright, so. Okay, so let's look at the result. And also, he claimed the secondary objective with the Temper Guards. They just moved here into the forest, the last thing that they did. So let's look at the result. Right, so the result ended up a 19-1 to Lizard Things. And what do I think about that? I think that absolutely sucks ass. And right, if you guys don't want to hear me go through the game, then I suggest you end it right here, and now you know the result. Otherwise, I want to talk a little bit about what I did wrong and what I could have done differently this game, and why it ended up like it did. Okay, so let's jump back to picture 1. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and complain about this game, because what a wise man said is that you learn most from your losses. So I'm just gonna take this loss in and then analyze it as best as I can. So for starters, even before deployment, I should have never picked this train piece as the train piece that I want him to take. I should have divided his army and by letting him go for this field instead. And after that, I should have maybe castled a bit more, not spread out my army like this, and then and for sure not have forced them on the flank here. He should have been in the middle, and to protect and also to boost the combat potential for Fat and friends here. Then what I should have done though is to protect the catapults a lot better, and that I can do with Roger. I should have waited for his slant to be placed and then throws Roger a crap ton of inches away from him. But the thing is, I got really, I guess provoked is not the right word, but I got all his talk in the beginning with him throwing in the towel and he's not caring about this game and he knows that he's gonna lose and all that, it certainly had an effect on me and made me take this game more lightly than I should, and made me underestimate him more than I should, because one of my key rules is that you never underestimate your opponent, but then I'm breaking that rule like all the time, so I shouldn't be the one that gives advice here, to be honest. But yeah, okay, for deployment, catapults should have been combined. He shouldn't have had it so easy to go up and kill them as he did with the chameleons. Protect them with Roger. Roger is like the best option to take care of shit like this, and then have Roger a mile away from the slan. Then make sure that he has to move up to me, and then I can also defend the field here a lot easier. So I will have placed most of my stuff down here. If he wants me to take this field, then maybe have my night runners or something down here in the corner, so he must do something about them. And that's it. I could have done this so many ways differently, and also I should have taken the comet on the fat one, but I didn't want to be an asshole and take it either, because I wanted to give him actually a chance. Though I can't say that I gave him this game. I'm never playing like that. It's not like I roll over and like, hey, okay, it's your turn to win. It's nothing like that at all. I try to win this, otherwise I wouldn't have been as pissed as I was losing this shit. I was throwing dice all over the gaming studio. I really need to calm down my temper sometimes. But yeah, that's it. And also when the shit started to hit the fan with him getting so many great magic faces, you know what I do then? Then I just retreat with my bullshit and go back to save points. And but then also this was a friendly game, and I had that in mind. And usually it's well. What can I say? I'm glad for my opponent that he won this game. It's his turn to win also, but I will not take him so lightly the next game. That's for sure. I'm feeling bad almost. what I will do to him as a revenge for this. Yeah, but all right. Anyway, guys, let's have a little look on the end result, how the entire mini tournament went. Well, here we have the end result, and it ended up with a victory for the awesome looking rats anyway. So we are very happy and pleased about that, even though we performed extremely bad on the last game there. So it ended up with a victory for the rats. Second place came the smelly lizard things. Then third place came the pissed off Mongols, since they tabled the poor smelly ogres in the last game. And smelly ogres came in at number 4. And that's it. Alright guys, so thank you all for watching as always. And if you like this battle report, then please press the like button. If you enjoy my content and haven't subscribed already, then please feel free to do so. Otherwise guys, until we see each other the next time, I say to you all, peace!